Hey guys, happy Sunday. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So the clocks just went back yesterday, last night, whatever you want to call it, overnight. We gained an hour of sleep, right? Supposedly. But tell me why it doesn't feel like we won. Because for a lot of us, when it gets dark at 5 o'clock, it's like our energy just drops. And I'm just here for a few minutes. I'm not going to make this a long live. I'm just going to make it short and sweet. So please like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching this on the replay, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Please hit that like and please leave a comment if you would like. And of course, if you haven't, please subscribe. So, yeah. So it's wild how 1 hour can mess, with your whole mood. You start noticing the days feel shorter, you're tired earlier, and your motivation to do anything kind of just fades away. Especially when, like today, our sunset here, I mean probably everywhere I guess, was at 4:50 p.m. 4:50 p.m. The sun going down. That sucks. Hey, love, bye everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. So yeah. So your motivation just fades. You feel tired, more tired faster because you're used to it technically being an hour later, you know. Let me know if anybody else feels that way. Let me know if the time change is making you feel a certain way, if it's hitting you a certain way. Do you feel tired? How you feel? Or do you feel like it's just a normal day? Like the time change didn't do anything different for you. Please double tap the screen. If you're watching on a mobile, hit that thumbs up. If you are on a desktop or laptop, just talking about the time change and how it hits people differently. So let's get into why this time of year feels so heavy for many of us. It's not just about the clock, it's about lights and how our bodies respond to it. When the sun sets earlier, we get less sunlight. And sunlight helps our brain make serotonin, that chemical that helps us feel happy and balanced. So when we lose that light, our serotonin drops and we start to feel tired, sad, moody, and even anxious. I know for me personally, especially since in my 40s, I feel it even more. Like I wake up in the dark, go about my day, and before I know it, it's dark again. And I'm like, wait a minute, when did the day even happen? I didn't even get to breathe, you know? Or you leave to work and it's dark. You come back and it's dark. Like when you leave the office, it's already dark. Like you missed the whole day because you're at work in your office, or even if you work from home, like you missed the entire day. And this time of year, definitely, a lot of people feel a certain way. And it might even hit that seasonal depression. So that's why I'm talking about this, because I know it does hit many people. You can start to feel stuck in a cycle, get up, work, take care of the kids, handle responsibilities, and it's like you never see the sun. That's why it's called seasonal depression or seasonal affective disorder if we're going to be clinical. But I call it seasonal depression cuz yeah, it does make me feel a certain way when it's more dark than light. So let's talk about some signs that this time of the year might be getting to you. You're sleeping more but still waking up tired. You're craving heavy foods or sweets. You feel unmotivated or emotional for no reason. You're withdrawing. You don't want to go out even when you used to. Or you just feel like off. Sometimes people don't realize it's connected to the lack of sunlight or the time change. They just think something's wrong with them. You know, anybody watching right now, have you noticed your mood changing this week? Be honest. What's been different for you? Are you more tired? Are you less social? Um, are you in bed more? Is it hard for you to get up? Is it hard for you to go to sleep? Have you, or maybe you haven't been affected? Let me know. For parents, it can be rough. The kids' sleep schedules get thrown off, dinner routines change, it gets dark during homework time. If you're working, especially from home, you might start your day in the dark and end it in the dark. That alone can affect your mood and focus. And if you're like me, dealing with anxiety or trying to keep up with a fitness or weight loss routine, this time of year can really throw you off. Hi, Colton. Welcome in, welcome in. Hit that like button for me, please. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm just talking about how the chime changes and the difference you might feel in your body or just mentally. If this time of year makes you feel different, let me know. Is it hitting you any different? Do you feel more tired? Or you just feeling more down or just off? Or maybe it's just not hitting you at all. Let me know how you feel, guys. Let me know. So, yeah. So, like, you were finally getting consistent, and boom, daylight savings hits, your body's confused, and your motivation tanks. Sometimes I'll look at the clock and it's only 5 p.m., but it looks like it's midnight outside, you know? Like right now, it's 8 p.m. and it's so dark. I feel like it's freaking midnight right now, you know? And my brain's like, okay, the day's over, but it's really not, you know? I did make dinner, but even dinner, you start making it at 5 o'clock or so, and it's already dark outside, and you feel like you're late when you're really not. So, and it's like you're dragging yourself, through molasses. Okay, Colton. But anyway, all right. So let's get into what we can do about it. These are things that have helped me or people I know deal with that seasonal slump because I have been just talking about it with some friends and stuff about how I've been feeling lately, especially with it getting darker later and things like that. You guys, if you followed me throughout the summer, you guys know that I was always out and about and doing taking my walks and stuff like that. And it was honestly easier for me because it was daytime, I'll be outside at freaking 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you guys, I'll show you the sky and you could still see like it wasn't completely dark yet, and it would be like 9 o'clock at night. um so now it's totally different. So of course, myself, I'm feeling different because of it being dark so early. So I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, these are the things that have helped me and people I know deal with this seasonal slump. So, number one, I could say is like get some sunlight, but on purpose. Go outside in the morning, even if it's cold. That morning light helps your body reset. If you can't get sunlight, get a light therapy lamp. It sounds funny, but those lights really do help your mood and focus. Of course, another one is stay active, even when you don't feel like it. Push yourself. This is the hardest part for me, but because when I'm tired or down, exercise is the last thing that I want to do. And I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. But it's wild how moving your body, even just stretching, walking, or dancing around in the kitchen, your living room, while you're brushing your teeth, can change your mood. You start releasing that dopamine and serotonin, and it actually helps your brain fight off that funk, you know. Yeah, no, I've been on this health journey and this, wannabe weight loss journey, and this is the part of the year that usually throws me off. But I told myself this year I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm not gonna let the time change knock me off my goals. Even if it's 10 minutes a day, I'm gonna, move. I'm gonna make sure I move. I drop off Jackson in the morning, I'm gonna move. During the day, I'm gonna move. When I pick him up, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna make sure I move, whether it's in the house or outside. I'm gonna get on the walking pad. I'm gonna grab my jump rope, whatever it is. I'm gonna try to stay active as much as possible, so I will not let this time of the year get to me. And I hope everybody does the same. But instead of fighting the dark, make it cozy. Put a candle, play music, make dinner, make your dinner like a vibe. Read more, journal. Take advantage of um the darkness. Like, just take advantage. Make yourself happy. Do something that fills you instead of draining you. Sometimes I'll make a cup of coffee. I'm a coffee person, but if you're a tea person, make some hot tea. Play a podcast. Listen to your favorite YouTuber, content creator. Listen to some music. I call it my mental recharge time. You don't need to be productive all the time. You just need that balance. So if you notice yourself slipping, of course, check on your mental health. Not eating, not sleeping, losing interest in stuff. Please don't ignore it. That's your mind asking for help. Talk to somebody, a friend, a counselor, your doctor. There's nothing weak about needing support. And of course, don't isolate yourself. When it's dark, we naturally want to stay home. We decline those invites, and we just are less social than we usually are. But, isolation feeds the depression. So try to connect with people, even virtually. Hop on a live chat, call a friend, you know, join some kind of community, even if it's here on this channel. I'm always here for you guys, and I.
Remember block cubes?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, we have cute math cubes already.
Yeah. And Jackson is always here with me too to brighten up your days. So even if it's here on this channel, you want to come and talk, join my lives. Of course, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm coming on live, because I do this for you guys. So we can be a community, so we can be able to talk to each other, you know. So and I'm just here. So basically, I said I wasn't going to be here long, so I'm just going to be here for a few more minutes and then go about my day. But I just was feeling this way, and I just wanted you guys to, try to help anybody else that was feeling this way. So, I'll be real for a second. Being in my 40s, this season of life already feels like a restart. You start looking at what you should have done in your 20s and 30s, and now you're trying to rebuild your life with new goals, new routines, and a whole lot more of wisdom. As you're getting older, your mind is changing, your goals are changing. So, when that seasonal depression hits, it's like your mind starts fighting you with doubt. You're behind, you're tired. What's the point? But let me tell you something.
Where's number 5? Help you.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here, because, I know I'm not the only one that feels that way.
You're talking louder. You're talking loud. Right, Mommy?
So yeah, but let me tell you something. The clock may have gone back, but that doesn't mean you have to, We're not falling behind. We're just learning how to move differently. So, have find somebody to talk to. Like I said, if this channel is your outlet, even better. That's what I'm here for us to talk. You can add how you're feeling in the comments on the replay, whatever it is, I'm just here. This is a no judgment zone. I just want everybody to feel comfortable, you know? So yeah, even every dark season eventually passes. Every one of them. The trick is to keep moving even if it's slow. Rest if you need to, but don't quit, you know? Find an outlet. Like I said, if you like candles, light that candle. If you like to read, grab a good book and read. Snuggle up. This is the perfect time. You like to cook, find new recipes. Just don't let this dark season take over you. Sorry, guys. Jackson tries to talk louder than me when he knows that I'm, you know, talking. So sorry about that brief pause. But yeah, so just do something that you like to do, to get you out of the seasonal funk. So just don't quit. I know some of you probably watching are dealing with a lot right now. Anxiety, burnout, maybe just trying to hold it together. And I see you. You're definitely not alone in that, you know? So let's talk. How does the time change affect you? Do you notice you're more emotional or tired this time of the year? For me, I feel like drained more this time of the year. Hey, Richie, sis. I mean, sis. Bro. Jackson is Jackson is annoying me out my door. He's in front of my door. Happy Sunday, happy Sunday. I was just talking about how it's getting darker so soon and people might be feeling, a little bit down because, it's not, it doesn't stay as sunny as long and it gets darker. You leave out of work early, it's dark. You come home from work, it's dark. So, a lot of people, feel different this time of year. I'm good. I'm good. Thank goodness. Yep. Just relaxing this Sunday. It's 8:20, but it feels so late already, and that's another reason I'm talking about this. Like the day be dragging when the time goes back, you know? The 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 time definitely is dragging. The day is dragging. Am I right? Yeah, I'm tired. Body need a restart. Yeah, I feel you. Loved by everyone. Definitely. That's how I think a lot of people feel that way this time of year. Like your body needs a restart. You're more tired. You're more drained. You're ready to go to bed probably like at 8 o'clock already. And if you have kids, that doesn't happen right away. You might give them their bath and put them to bed, but more than, more than likely they ain't going to bed right away. They'll be in their bed tossing and turning. All of a sudden, that's when they're the most thirsty, or they have to use the bathroom. Yeah, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. So we'll definitely get through this, you know. The one thing that helps me cope is, especially when Jackson goes to bed, you know. As a parent, you also need that alone time, that time to debrief, especially if you had a long day waking up, taking them to school, if you have a job, going to work, dealing with the people at work, and then having to rush home if you take public transportation, or if you're driving you have to deal with the traffic. So it takes a lot on us. It's a lot on us. It takes a toll on us. Of course, it's mostly throughout the year, but like I said, when it gets dark and gloomy faster and more, it's like it just hits us different. Yeah, right. I know. And a lot of us do feel that way. Like being in the dark most of the day, it sucks. And it does. Yeah. But, like I said, I deal with that more like when Jackson goes to sleep. I'll just relax. I'm the type that I could have a cup of coffee and go right to bed. So, if I feel like I'm in the need for something like hot, I'll have a cup of coffee after Jax goes to sleep, or a cup of tea, chamomile tea, green tea, whatever. Even though green tea supposedly gets you hyper, but I'm good with caffeine. Caffeine doesn't get to me like that, so I could drink whatever. But I do like me a cup of chamomile tea as well. But yeah, that's how I cope. I also like to read, so I'll grab a book or read something on my Kindle, and just so I could relax and, set my mind free, basically. You know? Do you guys have certain ways that you deal with how you might feel during this time of the year when it gets darker faster? Let me know if you do anything specific, or is it hard for you to find something to cope with because you're so much in your feelings. So yeah, if you're watching the replay, please let me know in the comment section, what do you do to cope? Does this time of the year make you feel a certain way? I did say that I wasn't gonna be long on this. Um, you know, I actually have to start analyzing my commentary and things like that. I don't want anybody to get bored, so sometimes the longer lives, especially when it's not a lot of engagement, you know, I have to reassess myself to make my channel better. So if I have to shorten the lives, that's what I'm gonna have to do, because just rambling on, that doesn't help me in any way. So yeah. So to everyone who's watching the replay, please remember this: you didn't lose time, you just entered a new season. And even in this darker, slower season, you are still growing. So take care of yourself, stay consistent, keep talking, and keep showing up. We might have turned back the clocks, but we're still moving forward, you know? And we're in this together, you know? So I want everybody to be happy and healthy, you know? And find a way to cope with the seasonal depression. It will get better, and by the time you know it, it'll be spring. It'll be spring again. Even though we still have winter ahead of us, especially those of us that actually, live in states that have the four seasons. So we haven't, even been through the real season yet. The cold, the dark, the rain, the snow, but we're going to get through it. And by the time we know it, spring is going to spring, spring is sprung. Those flowers are going to start blooming. The sun is going to be out longer, you know, we're going to spring forward. So we'll get through it. Time is flying by. So I think winter will go by fast. We're already in freaking November. Thanksgiving is in 3 weeks, basically. Time is definitely gonna fly by, I know. Shoot. I love spring. I'm a spring baby. I was born in spring and I was born in April. So I'm a spring baby. I can't do the heat of the summer too much, but I love spring and I love fall, you know? But yeah, winter, I could skip winter. But yeah, so if this video helped you, please hit that like button, subscribe. Of course, please share it. If you would like to donate to my channel, you can cash at BX Queen C, BXQUEENC. So yes, especially just share this with someone who might need to hear it. And like I said, I'm here for you guys. We're here for each other. You guys help me as well when I'm feeling down. So that's why sometimes when I'm feeling a certain way, I do come on and talk to you guys. Cause you brighten my day, and I hope I brighten yours. But happy Sunday, everybody. Have a good evening. I'll see y'all next time. Stay warm, stay bright, and stay kind to yourself and others. And tomorrow I will be going live about the SNAP benefits updates about the delays, and I hope to see you tomorrow. So take care, everybody. I love you. See you later, Richie. Thanks for stopping by. Love by Power. Thanks for stopping by. I will catch you tomorrow.